Let's graph this equation and then label the roots and the vertex. To graph this equation, we first need to find the axis of symmetry. Basically, we need to find the center of the line. To find it, you use x equals negative b over 2a. That will help us find the axis of symmetry. Now what you realize is your a is 1, your b is the second number, so that's 4, and your c is 3. So a, b, c. So what we need is negative b over 2a. What we're dealing with here is we're going negative b over 2 times a. If we look at this, b is 4, so we plug b in, and then a is 1. So that'd be negative 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. So it looks like we got negative 2. Now what that means is the center of my graph is at negative 2. So my table, the middle of my table is negative 2. Now I'm going to create a table, a number line, and what's 1 bigger than negative 2 would be negative 1. 1 bigger than that is 0. And on this side of the number line would be negative 3 and negative 4. Those are my x values. The x values on my x-axis. Okay, now I need to find the values below this. I need to find my outputs. So, for when I plug in negative 2, I got y equals, here's the equation, I'm going to put blanks at certain spots, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in the negative 2. So there's the equation, and the x places I put negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. That would be negative 8. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, plus 3. And then 4, that would be negative 4 plus 3. So negative 4 plus 3 equals negative 1. So that would be negative 1. If we go to the next spot, we rewrite the equation again, except we're putting in another set of values. And in this one, we're going to plug in negative 1. So if I take negative 1 right here, I'm going to plug it in. I could put negative 1 or negative 3. I chose negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4 plus 3. So that's what? Negative 3 plus 3, that's 0. So that's 0. And the last one, we're going to plug in 0. Or the last one over here. So we're going to go plug in 0. And when we plug in 0, this is a good one. 0 squared is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Okay, that's 3. Now, we got these values. Negative 2, negative 1. Your x is negative 2, your y is negative 1. So when x is negative 2, y is negative 1. When x is negative 2, y is negative 1. When x is negative 1, y is 0. So we stay right there. And when x is 0, y is 3. Now, that's half of my parabola. I want my parabola, I need the other side of my parabola. And what you should know about parabolas, if this is a line of symmetry, these values should be the same. So I actually put this 0 right here, and that 3 I could put right there. So at negative 3 it would be 0. At negative 3, 1, 2, 3, it's at 0. And at negative 4, it's at 3. Now what you should see is a parabola right there. You should see a parabola. Boom. Nice and pretty. Okay. Now parabolas are U-shaped. And then if I want to label my roots, well, those are my roots. This one is negative 1, 0. And this one is negative 3, 0. Those are my roots. And if I want my vertex, this is vertex right here. That's my vertex. It's that lowest point, the turnaround point. And that coordinate would be negative 2, negative 1. And your axis of symmetry is right down the middle. The axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2, that value. That's the axis of symmetry.